Hey guys, I'm Chef Scott with HEB, and there is a ton of energy in this room, and it's all coming from this beautiful, perfect piece of HEB prime rib. And we're gonna show you not only how to prepare it, but just how to select it and then season it, roast it to absolute perfection. When it comes to selecting your HEB prime rib, there's many different cuts. The first one, of course, is the HEB Prime 1. Now that's graded USDA Prime, which means it's the top 2% of all US beef. It's aged for a minimum of 14 days and has the abundant marbling, which means superb tenderness and juiciness. The HEB Natural USDA Choice is Black Angus. It's raised totally hormone and antibiotic free and are always vegetarian fed. Our USDA Select beef is a great cut of meat at a value price. So what we are going to prepare today is a beautiful 7-pound prime rib. Now a good rule of thumb when selecting prime rib, you want to plan for about a pound a person. But you got to keep in mind this is a bone in and a lot of fat's going to render down. So you're looking at about 8 to 10 ounces when everything's done and cooked. So it's the perfect portion for Texans. So the ingredients you're going to need are our HEB Prime 1 seasoning, HEB Dijon mustard, and then 8 garlic cloves that I've thinly sliced and peeled. You want to preheat your oven to 325 degrees. That way, while we are crusting our prime rib, your oven's going to get nice and hot. So first, we're going to start by adding our garlic. With a paring knife, you want to cut little incisions to the side of the fat. You don't want to go straight down into the meat, because if you go straight down and insert your garlic in there, by the time it cooks, it's just going to push them out. If the garlic is inserted at an angle, it'll actually hold and kind of cook in. That way it'll melt and it'll permeate the entire meat. You can do as little or as much of this as you want. I'm only going to do about 4 pieces of garlic here into my meat here, just a few holes. And again, just take your slices of garlic and you just want to kind of find the hole and just kind of stuff it in there. And that way, when you stuff it, we'll just kind of put the fat back over the lip there, get it all in there. And again, this is a crucial step, I feel, if you're doing prime rib. All right, those are done. Now it's time to give it a nice rub with our Dijon mustard and the Prime 1 seasoning. So this can get a little messy, but that's what it's all about. You will be greatly rewarded. So there's no right or wrong way to put on mustard on a prime rib. So you just kind of just massage it. Just really, we got to treat our prime rib real nice. You don't want to be too rough with it. Just give it a nice little even rubbing. All right, so we're gonna get that all rubbed. So you can see now it's all coated. So I'm just gonna kind of shake it over the top. And you're just gonna kind of roll this and shake it over the top. And all you're looking for is just a nice even coat. This is a real thick piece of meat, so do be liberal with this, because again, it's got to go a long ways. There's a lot of meat here. Again, 7 pounds. You can always also do this, now that my board is all set, to pick up all that extra so we don't lose all that great seasoning here. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take our oven-safe probe thermometer right into the center of the meat. You just want to press that in there, so when it's cooking, we know exactly what the temperature is. Now, a good rule of thumb for prime rib is 20 to 25 minutes per pound. I always suggest you cook it to 135. Okay, so now that our prime rib is beautifully crusted, we've got our thermometer in place, it's time to throw it in our roasting pan. So you want to roast your prime rib fat side up always. Reason being is because you've got that beautiful fat cap we had that's now covered up with our beautiful crust. But during the cooking process, it's really going to start to melt and just kind of permeate over the meat and keep it nice and moist and delicious. Now, you just rely on your temperature to make sure you know where you're at. Now, once you throw it in the oven, be sure to not peek at it. Don't open it up, don't check it. Just let it sizzle, let it sit, because you're going to develop this beautiful crust and you don't want to keep having to regulate the heat when you open it and close it. And voila! So our prime rib is done. It is beautifully roasted, beautifully crusted. Our internal temp is exactly 135. Now, at this point, you want to tent your roast loosely with the aluminum foil. All I'm gonna do is just gently place it right on top. For 15 to 20 minutes, you wanna let this rest so that all those beautiful juices get to redistribute. That way, when you go to slice this, no matter how thick or thin, you're gonna get that beautiful juice runoff in each and every slice because you let it rest properly. This is exactly what you wanna do for the holidays. Delicious, and I promise you, your family and friends will love you and never forget this incredible roast you made for them.